But alright, y'all, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Snake Eyes. Welcome back to the Snake Eyes is a Dollar channel. Can't talk. Welcome back to the Snake Eyes is a Dollar channel. Before we get started with today's video, I need y'all to do a few things for me. Y'all like, comment, subscribe before I kick all y'all asses. No, I'm just playing. I already know how I do already. Follow both my social medias. My Twitter's gonna be SnakeEyes_dollar, the dollar as in Dame Dollar, and for my Instagram, all lowercase SnakeEyes_W dollar. Now, today's video, we are back with the Eagles recap, the reaction, whatever you want to call it. We back with that. So we just got finished having a divisional game on Saturday. I believe it was Saturday night, going up against the New York Giants at Lincoln Financial Field, our hometown, right? We got the victory, 38-7. So obviously, if y'all missed out what's been happening, it was a double upload week last week. At the end of this video, or maybe even in the description, I'll do both. So in the description and at the end of this video, sorry if I see a bunch of dust flying around and shit. But anyway, at the end of this video, I'll have those two videos that I uploaded last week. They're really funny, y'all. Like, I'm going to admit to y'all. So I think the one when I reacted to the button, for some odd reason, you're going to hear like the Charleston White dumbass meme sound. You're going to hear the DJ record scratching the meme sound. It was supposed to be at certain points in the video, but sometimes it would happen at random. So the good thing is it only happened. You'll hear it one time with the Charleston White voice, and you hear it one time with the DJ scratching. But it's very brief. I apologize for that, y'all. I would have corrected the situation, but I already erased all of my the footage to create space for my computer, and I was not going to set. Let's just say hypothetically I did have it. I was not going to sit up there and wait. It takes a long ass time to upload these videos. I'm not even going to lie. It takes like an hour and a half to get it exported, and then 30 to 45. Listen, I know to a certain extent I do it to myself because I create long ass videos. But no matter what, those two videos that I uploaded last week, I'll have them in the description. I'll also have them at the end of this video, okay? So, once again, with victors 38-7. We're going to be facing the 49ers on Sunday around, it's like, I think it's 3 o'clock Eastern, so it's probably going to be 2 o'clock my time because I live in Chicago. I just want to do a quick recap of the game. So, the Jaguars and the Chiefs, I was able to watch a majority of the first half. The second half, I wasn't able to watch that because I had to cook and do some other shit. So, I only really watched half of the game. For what I could tell, you know, the Chiefs definitely look like they're a better team. Mahomes just put it up a notch. You know what's funny? And I want to mention this really quickly. Mahomes had under a 200-yard game. Why is it, and I'm going to talk about Jalen Hurts later on. I just want to bring this up before I forget. Why is it that nobody's getting on Mahomes for having under a 200-yard performance, but everybody's getting on Jalen Hurts? Not everybody, but you know, some Jalen Hurts haters and shit. The fake ass fans or the people's opinions that aren't worth shit. They always got something that's smart to say about, you know, Jalen Hurts, even when clearly he's played spectacular, which we're going to get into in just a second. But it's fun. It's just funny the double standards, right? They want to get on Jalen. He didn't throw for over 200 yards, but you don't get that same energy to Mahomes. Now, granted, Mahomes does have a high ankle sprain. He's still going to face the Bengals, which out of all the games, that one completely shocked me to have the Bengals beat the Bills. Now, granted, them not having Von Miller, I think to a certain extent that would have benefited the Bills. But I don't know, like Josh Allen, I think is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. I think that the Bills got more weapons on both sides of the ball. Pause. Not both sides of the ball. That's weird. Pause. Both sides of the ball. The Bills have more talent than the Bengals. So I was actually surprised that not only did the Bengals win with it snowing in Buffalo, that they completely dominated from first to fourth. You know, it got close to some areas, but the Bengals actually showed that they were the better team, which is crazy. So congratulations to the Bengals. They'll be facing the Chiefs. Shout out to Mahomes also for toughing it out. He did get mad and throw his coat on the ground because, you know, he was at risk for being taken out for the rest of the game, and obviously it's a playoff game. It's very important. He wanted to be there for his team, so I understood the frustration. At the end of the day, great players are competitors, Mahomes is definitely one of them. To me, you know, some people said that Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback of all time. That shit is out the when Mahomes arrived on the scene, that Aaron Rodgers argument goes completely out the window. Without question, Patrick Mahomes is the most. Maybe he won't ever reach the GOAT status that Tom Brady does because it's a matter of championships. And when they did face, Brady did beat him. So that kind of like Brady winning as a Buccaneer in that Super Bowl kind of deadened the conversation. But maybe he won't actually, you know, obtain the amount of rings that Tom Brady has. But without question, he's going to go down. Hopefully, if no freak accident happens. God forbid. He's going to go down as the most talented quarterback in NFL history without question. Okay? So, yeah, I mean, the Jaguars did the best they could, but had like a couple costly turnovers, had an interception. I think Agnew, if I'm not mistaken, fumbled the football. The Bills threw an interception, but then again, at the end of the day, regardless of the interception, and I feel like that, from what I was able to see it again, the Bengals pretty much dominated. Also, I want to briefly talk about the Cowboys and 49ers before we get started with this game. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to try to approach this with I can't even talk. I'm going to try to approach this with as least bias as possible. I'm going to be straight up and honest with you. Dak Prescott cannot be sitting. Like, if he has to throw the ball 40 to 50 times, have 40 to 50 attempts, that's not going to bode well for the Cowboys. It never has. Dak Prescott's never been the type of quarterback where high volume of passing attempts helps the team win. In fact, it's quite the opposite. A balance between the running game and the passing game and then maybe Prescott getting no more than 30 attempts a game. That's the winning formula for the Cowboys. But I gotta say, this whole season, you know, he didn't really play well before he had the thumb injury when he faced the Buccaneers. But I don't know what's going on with Dak Prescott. But you know, this season was very, very, and I'm saying this with as least bias as I possibly can, because you know, I'm an Eagles fan. You know how I feel about the Cowboys. At the end of the day, Dak Prescott is playing uncharacteristically like I've never seen him like normally he does a pretty good job of taking care of the ball. In my opinion, last year he played a hell of a lot better than he did this year. Way better. Like it's almost night and day in a way. Like I don't know if it's some Freaky Friday shit took place where like he switched bodies with James Winston. I don't know, but you know, Dak Prescott has been very reckless with the football pretty much this entire year. Which is why I was honestly so surprised that, you know, he was doing so well against the Buccaneers defense and just shredding them. And he did that. Without question, bias aside, he had a great game. This game was completely the opposite. And one thing I have to give the Cowboys credit on is that their defense played really damn good. Like, honestly, as a Cowboys fan, as pissed off as you are about losing that 49ers game, which I'm just happy I'm not a Cowboys fan. But at the end of the day, as funny as it is for Eagles fans to have the Cowboys, you know, it wasn't an ass whooping because at the end of the day, like I said before, the defense kept them in this game. From first to fourth quarter, the defense did their part without question. I don't think as a Cowboy fan you can honestly ask any more out of your defense. Your defense played great to the point where Brock Purdy's inexperience finally caught up with him. So Joey Shakes mentioned this, I think it was one of his, I don't remember which video, it was one of his earlier videos this week. He said he hasn't really seen Brock Purdy, you know, being blitz heavy or like really being under pressure. Well, the Cowboys brought the heat on him yesterday. And Brock Purdy's inexperience and, you know, I read saying like, he has more pocket presence than Jimmy G. Well, he looked scatterbrained. Like, he looked like a deer in the, like, the way Jared Goff was looking against the Patriots in that Super Bowl, that's the way Brock Purdy was looking yesterday. I mean, he did just enough to get the job done, but at the end of the day, like as a pro, this was definitely his worst game. And the funny thing was, it was in Santa Clara. It was in their hometown, but he looked skittish. Like, he looked like a rookie. So, you know, hats off to the Cowboys defense, you know, and Dan Quinn. They had a great game plan, and they actually, you know, they helped us out. Because now we see, to a certain extent, that, hey, all we got to do is put pressure on Brock Purdy, and we got a chance to win. we're going to talk about the 49ers game that we're going to have on Sunday a little bit afterwards. But I don't know, Prescott is just uncharacteristic. And at the end of the day, also what didn't help them either was the Tony Pollard injury. The Tony Pollard injury, it's not like they had to get some kind of offense, but the defense kept the game close. It was a close game from first to the fourth because both defenses did their jobs. The 49ers defense job was a hell of a lot easier because of Dak Prescott. But nonetheless, both defenses came to play. Now, and then the 49ers were doing a lot of dirty shit. Like, I like Debo, but I don't know what the fuck was going on about him standing in Maher's way. And by the way, that nigga must have stayed doing some partying. I mean, he must be like, him and Dennis Rodman must be painting the goddamn town. Because this nigga Maher is still ass. Just imagine this, right? I think in the regular season, if I'm not mistaken, he played really good. He he was kicking at a high rate. I don't know the numbers, that I don't care, right? But he was actually a good kicker. And all of a sudden, this Buccaneer game, he was dog shit, and then he was pretty much dog shit this game and just made a couple field goals here and there. And then this time around, you had one of the offensive linemen kind of coddling him, but nobody went around to tap his helmet. And also, Ezekiel Elliott had to be one of the strangest. That whole running back, I don't want to get too good, but it's crazy how Todd Gurley's career got abruptly cut short. And it's going to be crazy how Ezekiel Elliott's story is going to end. Ezekiel Elliott's going to be one of the weirdest, because you can't really call him a bust, because his first 2, 3, maybe 4 seasons in the league, he was actually elite. It's just that the team wasn't giving him the football a lot, But at the same time, it's like, with Ezekiel Elliott, he's not ending on a good note. He's supposed to be the starter of this team. If they got rid of Ezekiel Elliott, because I clearly don't see, based on how Ezekiel Elliott is playing right now, Ezekiel Elliott's playing like an old-ass running back. This nigga playing like the way Latavius Murray or Adrian Peterson or Frank Gore should be playing at their age. He plays like an old-ass running back. So I don't know what's going on with Ezekiel Elliott. He got one of the most disappointing players in NFL history with the amount of potential that he had and what he showed us. And if Prescott repeats what the fuck he did this year into next year, the NFL is going to be rough. And Cowboys Nation everywhere. Alright, so we're done talking about the Cowboys. We're going to go straight into the Giants game. I want to make sure I'm still filming real quick. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is Jalen Hurts.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Spectacular. Is Jalen Hurts falling off because of the injury? I don't know. Is the shoulder really as bad as we think it is? Well, maybe the shoulder was, not 100%, but he had a hell of a game. There was a second half throw in the red zone that was reminiscent of the season finale against the Giants that had me like, what the fuck was that? But overall, Jalen Hurts played fantastic. I think the first 2 attempts he was kind of tentative, whatever the fuck the word is. But then I think as the game progressed, he started to get more comfortable running the football. He actually was effective in doing so. I actually enjoyed the fact that they didn't run as many QB sneaks with Jalen Hurts this game. I'm happy that there was some creativity. The shit that I was talking about, I think it was in the recap because I did a quick recap in the button episode that I uploaded here. I do a quick recap of that Giants game, and I literally talk about yo, look how Andy Reid is literally has creativity with the offense. I think I even mentioned it in the Saints loss with Gardner Minshew and how there's a lack of creativity in the offense, right? So they faked a quarterback sneak, and they had to toss the game well. That was dope. I was like, okay, about damn time. But I have a couple questions. The first thing is, why aren't y'all doing this with Miles Sanders? Why isn't Miles Sanders getting runs in the single back formation with Jalen Hurts under center? Why aren't y'all doing that with him, right? So that's another question that I had and I still have moving forward. Why aren't y'all running single back formation runs? Why aren't y'all running plays out the single back period, right? Why are you putting all that much pressure on the lineman to have to block out the shotgun every single time? So that still is an issue for me, but it was a breath of fresh air to see some creativity and to see a well drawn out creative play from Shane Steichen. That was very genius. I enjoyed watching, and we actually ended up getting the first down too. So thank God. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's like he's getting all these head coaching jobs, and listen, he's done some good things this year. Shane Steichen definitely done some good things, but he concerned me, especially with Gardner Minshew being inserted in the line. Everybody can say, well, you know, he's not mobile, whatever. He's not an RPO. It doesn't really matter. You know, you should have enough plays and enough. You should have enough plays and formations in the playbook to make preparations like this. And on top of that, why wouldn't you plan for in case Jalen Hurts gets injured, God forbid, which he did, but he's good now. That you would have plays. Okay, if Hurts is out, this is the game plan for Minshew or the third, whoever the fuck the third, Ian Brook, whatever the third quarterback. It's not relevant, but whoever the third quarterback is, you would have plays and certain formations, certain game plans, you know, just in case anything happens. First, I'm gonna read off Jalen Hurts' stat because that I do not remember. So 16 for 24, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 carries for 34 yards, and 1 touchdown. Again, if everyone says he didn't throw for over 200 yards, it doesn't matter. He played very efficiently. He made some really, really good throws down the field. We're going to talk about Devontae Smith later on, but that kind of pissed me off. But actually, we're going to talk about this detail specifically. That kind of pissed me off low-key. When it was the first drive of the third quarter, we had a chance to run up the score. And Devontae Smith's been great all year, and he actually was great this game. I actually predicted that he would have a better day than A.J. Brown. We're going to talk about A.J. Brown a little bit later, of course. But he did end up having a better game than him, and that pissed me off because there was an all-out blitz. Not an all-out blitz, but there was a blitz. Hurts just gets the pass off. And you know, the pass is good enough, it's catchable, and then Smith drops. I'm like, damn. So I can only imagine what would have happened if, you know, Devontae Smith would have made that catch and the drive would have continued. So that kind of disappointed me. I'm like, we have a chance to run up the damn score here, right? So Jalen Hurts played spectacular. Like you know, even Wade Martindale was like, yo, I expect Jalen Hurts to be an MVP for him. Well, you may have expected it, but you couldn't do shit about it because Jalen Hurts was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like, I'm like, this the Jalen Hurts. Because he scared me, I'm not going to lie. Scared me a little bit in that season finale. And then, you know, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but on his day off, he decided I have a day off. He wanted to go watch film with Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni. And I want to quickly mention this dumb shit that was going around social media last week, right? Why the fuck are y'all worried about a grown-ass man ordering food and putting food that's in his... Like, I just don't understand. This social media era is so fucking weird. Explain to me what is the significance of a grown-ass man ordering food for himself or the other play callers or, you know, staff, coaching staff. Why the fuck does it matter? Like, what significance does that have? I just really want to know. Like, you tell me you niggas is that fucking bored that you're literally going to be like, hey, Nick Sirianni ordered Pizza Hut. I don't like pizza. Nobody eats the shit what you don't fucking like. What is another grown-ass man ordering food for himself or whoever else is in a room? What does it have to do with anything? Why is that bulletin board material? That just didn't make sense. I'm just like, that shit is weird. So y'all niggas, I'm telling you right now, this social media generation is weird as fuck. Y'all pay attention to everything but what the fuck is going on in y'all lives. Y'all don't take care of y'all kids. Y'all don't pay y'all goddamn bills. You know what I'm saying? You up here slacking, lazy. Y'all niggas don't want to work out, don't want to exercise, don't want to do none of that shit. Don't want to eat right, none of that. But y'all niggas is worried about what another grown-ass man is eating. That's just crazy. And then also, y'all got caught up in the Nick Sirianni comparing him to like having Michael Jordan. It's like, when you're really happy that you have a star, that you're the coach of a star quarterback, of course you're going to say some shit that probably is a little bit of a stretch. Yeah, we haven't gotten a Super Bowl yet. We haven't gotten a Super Bowl yet. But Hurts has demonstrated I've never seen or heard in NFL history a kind of turnaround that Jalen Hurts had. It's unheard of. Normally people who have seasons like, and last year wasn't 100% bad. There were some positive notes about Jalen Hurts. But to have the season that he had last year and to make a complete 180 to the point where he's not just okay, good. He's not just a top 10, top 15 mid-tier quarterback. No, he's damn near arguably the best quarterback this season. Whether or not you want to rank him over Mahomes, Burrow, or Allen, that's another conversation. Me personally, speaking for this season, he's only Mahomes and Allen you could really argue is better. Because don't get me wrong, like not Herbert, sorry. Herbert's pretty good too, but I'm not talking about him. Burrow, obviously a better natural thrower of the football, okay? And then, you know, from day one, not Herbert's. I keep mixing the goddamn two names. Burrow showed that he was a star from day one. Even this season where he got the ankle injury in the rookie year, he showed that okay, this guy's gonna be a problem in a good way, obviously. But this season he kind of took a little bit, like the second half of the season, it took him a little bit long to kind of get over the Super Bowl hangover. The Rams never got over that shit, but the Bengals did. They started playing better, but from maybe I say game 2, week 2 all the way to the end, Jalen Hurts has been the best when he's played. I don't know why I was so loud. When he's played, he's definitely, without question, the best quarterback this year. So we're going to get off Jalen Hurts. Pause. The first 3 to 4 drives scared me. So I'm like, why are we so damn pass heavy? We're not involving Miles Sanders at all. So it took 3 to 4 drives to kind of, you know, get our shit together. Finally, we started giving the ball to Miles Sanders. He had a pretty good game. 17 carries for 90 yards. Gainwell was surprised as shit of it. Let me read his stat. I think he had like either 110 or 112. Wrong one. Okay, so he had 12 carries for 112 yards and a touchdown. And obviously, we literally just talked about Gainwell getting that fake QB sneak that ended up being a toss and a first down. So shout out to Gainwell. I did not expect him to have a 100-yard game at all. So after those first 3 to 4 drives where I was like, why the hell are we not running the football at all? We got our shit together. We started running the football, and it actually started helping our offense because we didn't even need to throw the ball in the air. So also, this thing too, before anybody want to start talking shit about Jalen Hurts, okay? The running was working. Why do we need to keep throwing the football over and over again if the running was working? We got a big lead. We're getting a first down every time we damn near touch the ball. You know, every time a running back carries the ball. Why do we need to throw the ball? Y'all not even making any sense at this point in time. That's why I don't listen to some of y'all stupid ass, fake ass Eagle fans on Twitter, and I don't listen to y'all niggas that just don't watch the games, just be running y'all damn mouth. I don't listen to y'all. Y'all know shit. Y'all don't watch the game. It's obvious. There's no reason to there's no reason to pass the ball consistently. And on top of that, his completion percentages was off the charts. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, shout out to Miles Sanders and shout out to Kenneth Gainwell for having a very unexpected 100-yard game. Gainwell is getting better and better and better. Hopefully, this is what I hope doesn't happen. I have a, especially after this 100-yard game, this is what I hope doesn't happen. Okay? And by the way, Boston Scott did his thing too. I think he had a touchdown run and he had like over 5 yards. He had a good, I don't remember his stats, but he had a really good day running the ball. Shout out to I think he had like 5 carries that game. Shout out to Boston Scott though, like aka John Killer. Played great. But what I hope doesn't happen is that they do what they did with the Jaguars did with James Robinson with Travis Etienne. I don't think it'd be wise to put Kenneth Gainwell as a starter. So I'm hoping that they don't just give away. Number one, I want to keep Miles Sanders in the building. That's first. Keep Miles Sanders in the goddamn building. Just give him the goddamn ball more. Okay. So one, keep him in the building. But if he goes, which I will be pissed, but at the end of the day, like we all knew that it was a possibility it was going to happen. Like, nobody's stupid here. I hope that Gainwell doesn't become the starter. It's not because he's bad. Like, I see he has potential and he's showing that he's a really damn good running back. I'm not confident. I don't think he's big enough, and I don't think he's physical enough. He's a physical enough runner. I think he's more or less a finesse runner. I don't think he's big enough or physical enough to be a starting running back for our team as of this moment. And as I take anything away, he's a great running back, and damn it, he showed it. Like, he has a ton of potential. Too small for me, too much of a finesse runner, not enough physicality for me to say, okay, he'll start, right? Speaking of running backs, we signed Kennedy Brooks to a future reserve contract. So I don't know what's going on with Trey Sermon and how that situation's going to play out. So nobody picked up Kennedy Brooks, so we ended up getting him back. Some other signings that I don't remember what the fuck. I don't really care. It's not that important anyway. Devontae Smith, outside of that, that drop really pissed me off. And I'm like, damn it. Most likely that would have resulted in some kind of points had he made that catch. But outside of that, Devontae Smith, you already know how terrific of a player he is. I don't need to get on. Like, he's allowed. Like, when you do what the fuck Devontae Smith can do, you allowed to make a mistake or two. Okay. Devontae Smith had a great game. I think, let me read off his stats real quick. 6 receptions for 61 yards and a touchdown. And then we're going to move on to A.J. Brown because we already talked about Devontae Smith. Had a great game outside of that, that drop on third down on the first drop of the third quarter. So for A.J. Brown, where the hell did I put this nigga at? What did I put him? Oh, yeah. So 3 receptions for 22 yards. Everybody's concerned about his usage. People have to understand, we got so many damn weapons on this team. We got so many weapons, okay? Jalen Hurts can run the ball. We had to run the ball a lot because that was the right thing to do, 1. And 2, it was working. So, with the run game working as well as it was, Hurts being pretty efficient in finding an open man, right? He's making great decisions with the football. I wouldn't worry about A.J. Brown not getting the targets. Like, when his number was called, he did what he's supposed to do, and that was that. So everybody's saying, I'm concerned about A.J. No, there's too many weapons on the team. I don't know what's going on with Quez Watkins, by the way. I haven't seen, Zach Pascal got a catch. What the fuck is going on? Is Quez Watkins injured? I didn't see him on the list. I haven't heard of Quez Watkins since that Cowboys game. I don't know what's going on. So I'm a little bit concerned. I'm very concerned. I don't know what's going on with Quez Watkins. I haven't heard from him. Like, do we need to file a missing person report? I don't like what's going on. What's Quez? I don't see him. So yeah, a little concerned about that. Quez Watkins is a talented receiver. He should not be just thrown away. I don't want to get into a soapbox. I think I had enough of those long rants about Quez Watkins and the usage and lack thereof. So I'm going to table that conversation for another day. Whenever that day comes, I don't know. But we're not talking about Quez. Either way, I don't like how Quez is not being in. If he's not injured, he should be playing and he should be getting targets. Okay? A little concerned about that. Just happy to see Pascal back. Lane Johnson had a groin injury, not an abdomen injury. The media got it wrong. But Lane Johnson played great. Jason Kelsey played great as well. That whole O-line did exactly what they're supposed to do. Right? I think it was a brief injury to Landon Dickerson. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll update y'all in the comments if I remember to. If not, I'll probably talk about it in the next video after the 49ers loss. But yeah, if I don't remember to do it in the comment section, I'll end up doing it in the next video. Okay. So Dickerson got hurt, and Andre Dillard had to play for a few minutes, but overall the line played outstanding from beginning to end. No problems, no complaints about the offensive line whatsoever. Play call was on point. A.J. Brown didn't necessarily like that he was bad, but I understand. He's a competitor. He wants to be out there. You want to know what's funny? Cowboys players was on mic'd up. Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs. Like, you know how when you got a, you know how, okay, so the coach made it, I think it was a Colts game. If I correct me wrong, it was the Colts game. So they sat the players out. The defense was like, Michael Parsons was on the thing talking about something, yeah, when it's 4 minutes and 1 second left, then pull us out. They was running over this nigga like he was a substitute teacher. But nobody said a word about that. And it was mic'd up, called on film, you heard everything. It wasn't like you didn't hear what the fuck A.J. Brown was saying. You didn't hear what the fuck A.J. Brown was saying. You heard what they were saying. It was mic'd up. Right? So I didn't hear not one complaint about the Dallas Cowboys. But I hear a complaint about A.J. Brown. Now, granted, A.J. Brown should have understood, listen, game is won. We need to keep everybody healthy for the playoffs. You had a scare when it was like a slight over. Like, I'm not mad at Jalen Hurts for making that pass the way he did, because it was like only where he can get it. It just, happened to be That overthrow was fine. I didn't have a problem with that overthrow. I'm being honest with you. I think that was perfect placement of the ball. It's like it's either he catches it, he runs up there and catches it, or he doesn't. So he tripped over himself and had like a little tiny scare. Some people are saying that that's the reason why he was sat out. I just think also at the end of the day, Sirianni was smart. Like, yo, I'm pulling my guys out. The Giants are not winning this damn game, so there's no reason for me to go risk injury. So AJ Brown got mad. I think that part of it was he wanted to do his thing out there, right? So he wanted maybe some more targets. 3 receptions for 22 yards, or maybe in his mind, like, yo, I didn't do my thing enough to be satisfied with just coming out the game like that. I understand. So I'm not mad if they were saying he's a diva or T.O. 2.0. Shut the fuck. It's like, listen, everybody has those moments where they get frustrated, and AJ Brown was mad, and it's okay. He's human. We all have moments where we kind of a little selfish in our thoughts and just kind of just doing a little too much. And that was the situation with AJ Brown. Goddard, Moskin. Oh, I swear to God, I am so Goddard makes me pause. I'm saying some real stuff shit, but anyway, Goddard makes me so goddamn happy watching him play. That shit does not sound right, but y'all understand what the fuck I'm talking about. This guy right here, Dallas Goddard, is a fucking problem, man. I was scared in the beginning when he had I was like, man, why we give up Zach Ertz? He was doing so good. I'm not ready for Goddard to be a starter. And look what happened. Goddard got a potential to be very well. He has a lot of shoes to fill with Zach Ertz. Come on now. But he got potential to literally be the best tight end the Eagles have ever had in their history. Ever had. And if it wasn't for that, the face mask shit, he probably would have been a 1,000-yard tight end this year. Who knows? But that guy, man, I'm telling you right now, made some good blocks on Saturday. Caught the ball, spin movement, breaking tackles. Goddard does not get enough talk for how fucking good he is. There's only 2 guys in the league that's better than this man. Pause. That shit. I'm also whatever. Y'all niggas know what I'm talking about. I don't want to hear that come here doing some such shit. Shut up. Shut the hell up. Travis Kelce and George Kittle. Travis Kelce and George Kittle are the only tight ends you can definitively say are better than Goddard. That's it. We're going to move on to the defense. Josh Sweat, shout out to him. Sack and a half, went right back. It was like the neck injury didn't even happen. So shout out to Josh. He played amazing. Fletcher Cox had a sack. Brandon Graham had a sack. Sam Reddick, outside of some annoying ass over pursuing that he has a tendency of doing a lot. I can't stand when you are continuously over don't get me wrong, because Sam Reddick is a damn good player and he has exceeded expectations in Philly. When Gannon decided to blitz him instead of keep dropping him back in coverage, this trade has paid dividends without question. Quick thing before we move on to the defense in full. I found it funny as fuck when goddamn Sirianni was like, I know what the fuck I'm doing. That was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I caught that shit live. The highlight haven't posted it. I don't know if it was today or yesterday that they posted it. It was funny as hell. It's just something funny that I wanted to just literally put out there, okay? Yeah, so Sam Reddick had a great game. I think he had a sack and a half, maybe 2. It had to be a sack and a half. 4 tackles, 1 assist, a sack and a half. Some over pursuing that led up to some big plays that actually should have been sacks. So that kind of annoyed the shit out of me a little bit. But overall, I liked the way Sam Reddick played. He was definitely an impact player. Edwards made a couple plays here and there. Kaiser White, was doing some extra shit that I was just like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? The game got chippy at some points. And listen, I'm an Eagles fan, but sometimes they was being a little bit too rough on Saquon after the play. They were just trying to throw this nigga down. I'm like, I'm an Eagles fan. Don't get me wrong, but I feel a little bit bad for Saquon. I just roughing this nigga. I gotta chill out to scale it back some. You know what I'm saying? So no complaints about the play calling really. From this is definitely one of the you can't say. I'll be honest. If you watch the game, you got a braid on top of your goddamn head. You were paying attention to what was going on. There's no complaints about Gannon's defense. None. And I would like to briefly talk about, because the linebackers didn't really do much, I would like to briefly talk about the Slay conversation and Bradbury. A lot of y'all fans were saying, get rid of Bradbury, get rid of Slay, Slay's falling off. Yeah, Slay has fallen off since the first Washington game. He's not played the same since then. But it's not entirely his fault. I literally just watched a Joey Shakes video, I think it's sometime last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago. So there was a conversation about whether or not it was the usage, or it's just him not, you know, making efforts on certain plays that he's supposed to, right? And I just realized that they actually are scheming him differently than what they did in the Minnesota game. That's problematic. If something is working, if it ain't broke, why fix it? So that's problematic. And this reminded me of what, we're in a much better position than back then. But this reminded me of Asamoah. I forgot what his first name is, right? So I'm just going to say Asamoah. He was a man-to-man, like he was excelled at man-to-man coverage in Oakland. And then he went to the Eagles and they put mostly zone, and he kind of, this kind of reminds me of that. Only difference is we as a team and the coaching staff we're in a much better place as far as like where our team was at. Their team was just all over the place and in shambles around that time, okay? But this is a similar situation, right? If he's doing well man to man, he's excelling, he's getting interceptions, and he's not letting guys get catches, you need to keep, you know, whatever it is. If it's man to man and he's excelling at that, you keep doing it. Why the fuck would you go back and you go change something that actually is working? So I don't like that. But I also think that, you know, if great players know how to adjust. Great corners know how to adjust. So there's no way in the hell you just sit there and do nothing. Right? But at the same time, based on when you're all the way back and you're playing zone and you can't make a move until the wide receiver breaks the route, it does handicap you. So it's not 100% Slay's fault. Do I think that Slay? I would like to see Slay be more accountable and to make those adjustments and getting better if he knows that he's weak in those certain. If you know that you're not as great as zone, you just take accountability and work harder at that. But to literally say, everybody say like, give Slay up, give Bradbury, give them all up, and then y'all niggas feel stupid about the Bradbury shit because he made some plays in coverage. He didn't almost get burned, but he made up for it by making a play on the ball. He caught an interception. So all y'all can shut the hell up. And literally what it reminded you of is that those two are the best corners, are the best corner duo in the league, without question. So everybody can shut the hell up about this. So get rid of Bradbury, get rid of Slay. Now, do we need another corner? Yeah. But to literally just get rid of those guys when literally when it's time for both of them to step up, they do. You know, as long as Gannon doesn't handicap them, like, is what it is. Blankenship got, you know, beat on a couple slants, but he definitely made some plays when it counted, especially against the run. Gardner Johnson played well. It's pretty much all it is for the defense. So we're going to finish off talking about the 49ers game, which I'm scared as fuck of. I'm not going to lie. I'm trembling. I'm shaking in my boots. But anyway, I'm a little nervous. But I'm actually not so nervous because the Cowboys revealed the blueprint defense. So it's all up to Gannon. Because I think the players are going to make the plays, but the Gannon has to do what the fuck he's supposed to. He got to trust Slay and Bradbury to go man-to-man. He got to do it. The zone shit, send everybody back, there's going to be a time and a place for that. But you got to bring the heat to Brock Purdy. You have to. Because he showed yesterday that he may be a good player down the line, but right now he's still young and doesn't have the experience and needs to continue to develop his game. When you bring pressure to his face and you do it consistently, he gets skittish. And I've seen it. I watched the whole damn game in its entirety. He gets skittish and he gets nervous and he starts looking like the rookie that he is. So Brock Purdy made the plays when it counted, but Dallas just revealed the blueprint. Put pressure on his ass and we got him. Okay? The run's going to be a problem because Christian McCaffrey is good. It's really damn good. And they got Elijah Mitchell backing him up. So stopping the run is a must. Do I think that we can't stop the run? Yeah, but also it's going to be a problem because Edwards, the linebacking core as a whole, except for maybe Nakobe Dean, but he's not. I don't know if he's going to get any playing time. The linebackers as a whole are not very good at coverage. which is going to be not so great, especially if you're dealing with a running back that can catch like a fucking wide receiver. It's not going to be a good thing, okay? So we need to figure out. Edwards will have to play, either Edwards or Kaiser White, one of those guys have to play their best games in coverage. It's imperative. And then you got Kittle. And Kelsey's my favorite tight end, but I'm going to keep it real. Kittle is not only the best tight end in the league right now. Kittle might very well be the most talented tight end of all time, and when all is said and done, if they actually give him the damn ball more, he could be the greatest tight end of all time, without question. So if you think, if Kaiser White and Edwards, one of those guys, they better fucking step up, because this not, you just all want to do is tackle and not do plays and coverage. That's not gonna fly with this fucking team. You got a running back that can catch like a wide receiver, and you got George Kittle, the best tight end in the league and possibly of all time, if nothing freakish or crazy happens. Okay, so it's gonna be imperative. We got Jalen Hurts at quarterback because he's going to, lead these guys, going to keep everybody focused. You're going to have to run the ball. You're going to have to mix it up. You're going to have to be creative, okay? Just like how they were, how, Peterson was in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, you're going to have some plays up your sleeve. You can't just do shotgun and RPOs all day. We need to see some single back plays. We need to see single back plays given to Miles Sanders, single back plays, and dropping back to pass. We need this. We need stacks. Quez, if he's not injured, I better see him on the fucking field going out for some passes, and there better be some targets heading his way. Okay? Miles Sanders, not a good idea to go involve him in the pass again. Make Fred Warner and those linebackers work. Okay? We got to do it. All right? Special teams got to tackle. That's the biggest concern for special teams in my opinion. I don't give a fuck about Kobe, doing the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade waves and shit, the Bud Billiken shit. I don't care about him doing that shit. As long as you don't fumble the football, I'm cool with it. Because we have Boston Scott kick returning. We have to tackle on special teams. That's still a problem. It was a problem on a couple plays, a couple of kickoffs in the Giants game, and it's been a problem all year. We have to make tackles on special teams. We do not, because Ray McCloud, despite the fumble, he's one of the better kick returners out there. We got to tackle on special teams, all right? That's it, guys. It's not going to be another, I'm going to just edit this video, put it out, and record music. That's pretty much it right now. So, hope everybody's enjoying themselves. I hope everybody's doing okay mentally, physically, all of that, alright? Brother got big dreams, but don't have a big bank account. Make sure you hit the GoFundMe link down in the description and donate to the channel. If you haven't caught the 2 uploads that I recently did last week, do it. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's not Eagles content, but it's funny as hell. Outside of the couple of mistakes I made in the button video, it's fire. Y'all gonna enjoy the content, okay? If you haven't looked at my TikTok series, which is also funny as hell back in the day, go look at that. Alright, I got plenty of good content, including this video, alright? And hopefully, the video that I record will be us getting the win against the 49ers. We got the personnel to do it. The coaches, like I said before, are gonna have to really, really, really put these guys in a position to win. Alright, that's all I got for y'all, okay? Peace. Hey.